YouTubers, welcome back for another adventure. And what you're looking at is my 1999 Honda TRX250X. I misidentified it when I called it a 300EX, and for that I apologize. But no matter what, it was a free Honda ATC or ATV, and I couldn't be happier about it. So let's kind of start front to back and take a quick look at it. It's got 4 Krispy Kreme tires on it. They're cracked and so forth, and I put air in them, and as a matter of fact, listen. That's never a good sign. I think 2 out of the 4 somewhat hold air. That one and that one in the back. That one's dead and that one's dead. It does have aluminum rims on it. And it has the, what is that? Otus tires. All 4. So these might be the OEM tires, which means this could possibly be low mileage. I already mentioned it had the DG upgrade for the front and the back bars. Looks like they upgraded the shocks. It's got a new steering shaft in it, right? And then the back, once again, this appears to be new DG. And they went with the DG exhaust, or they went with the White Brothers exhaust. So if you go through all that trivia, these also look new. That lever looks new. So it looks like, you know what, the shifter might even be new. So somebody popped for some money. These bars are new, though they left the mesh outside until it became all camouflage looking. So somebody had put some money into this thing. It sits very straight and all. It doesn't look like it's bent up. I don't see anything bent and destroyed. My guess, and from what was indicated, it was adult owned. Let's see if I can't show you the inside. Am I showing that to you? The gas tank also is Krispy Kreme. So this is one this is what happens when you let them sit out this long. By the way, for a Honda, you can see how rusty it is. If this were a China all-terrain vehicle, it would be gone. You would see 4 rubber tubes around rusty rims, and the rest of it would have collapsed by now. The seat, the plastics, all of that would have disappeared. I believe the plastics were removed from this. They didn't just rot away. By the way, ATV Seat Exchange offered to make me a seat for one of these. If you're doing that, I'm willing to pay you. And if you can make me 2, it would be wonderful, because I actually have a pair of these TRX 250Xs that need seat cover. So if you can make me a pair, and once again, I'm willing to pay for them. Or you can even write ATV seat exchange right on the sides here. Why not? So what are we up to? I think what I'd like to do is, before I mess with the ignition system, I think I'm gonna portable CDI box this thing. And it's hot as heck, so I don't know how long I'm gonna last out here. They do have the fuel turned off, so I think I might try to just put some fuel into the carburetor, throw a few kicks into it, and see what happens. I've already spun it over a few times. I don't hear any clang bangs or anything horrible, right? You always want to make sure you go around at least twice, right? And I don't, once again, there are no clang bangs, which is good. I think I showed you the oil looked pretty good. The clutch actually felt pretty good. I mean, I have a bunch of trivia to do, right? I like to get oil into the cables. I like to lubricate up the linkages. You know, I like to do a bunch of that stuff and then kind of go back to the engine. That way the oil could kind of seep in. The chain looks like it's not in too bad a shape, but I'll probably give that a quick spritz. You know, I just, to make things move again, right? These are all, I mean, that's bent. These are all little things you want to check. I kind of get to the point where you kind of do it automatically. Well, the first few surprises are already beginning to pop up. First of all, they had 1/2-inch SAE bolts holding the gas tank on, so somebody's already danced around with it, and I'm not quite sure what the heck this this mess is. That carburetor does not at all look familiar to me at all. It says something on it there. Not for aircraft juice. So, Makuni. So I'm thinking somebody's already danced with this puppy and left it at the altar. What a mess. I don't know. I mean, look how crispy this is. Anyway, let's get that off. I'm not going to even attempt to start it with this carburetor. One of the more interesting hacks. First time I've ever seen this, eh? I'm glad I took a couple of moments to check the valves. The intakes are loose. Now the exhaust is loose, but the compression release has a tendency to stick. Like now the exhaust is tight and then now they're loose. So I'm debating what to do about this. I kind of like the compression release and I kind of like it functioning because this thing will be a lot easier to kick over. The only problem is if it sticks, if you keep the exhaust valves partially open, it will never start. You could kick that until the cows come home. It's not starting with that staying open. So I oiled it up. Hopefully the cable loosens, but it really kind of needs to come off and, you know, be bench loosened and put back on. I'm trying to just get a quick start out of this thing. I want to see if it smokes, if it goes into gear and everything else. There's always decisions to make when you're messing with this, especially considering I have another engine sitting right here that I'd also like to find out what kind of condition it's in. So the engine outside is a racing engine. It's somebody really dolled it up nice. Anyway, so I'm going to keep fussing around with this. I checked the valves, they're okay. Without that compression release, quite honestly, it's just a matter of smashing a PZ30 onto it and my portable ignition box, and theoretically I could be kicking it over. Okay, here's the spark plug out of it. Boy, it was really running pretty good. Spark plug speaks with a forked probe there. Anyway, with a forked ground. So, it looks good. I'm just gonna make sure, put a little anti-seize on the threads, put it back in, and we should be good. So, to get an engine started, you basically need a sound engine, you know, something with compression and timing and all that wonderful stuff. Then you need carburation and spark. When I use my portable CDI box, the only thing I want from the engine is the spark, or is the pulse from the pulse generator. I consider that kind of the heartbeat of the engine, because without a heartbeat at the correct time, the engine will not run. The CDI unit is kind of the brain, but once again, you really need that pulse generator. And to get the signal from the pulse generator, you want to go to the flywheel side of the engine and follow the wire harness out. And in the case, when I did that, you have a green wire, which always goes to black, which is ground. And then you got the blue and yellow. The blue and yellow gives you the pulse off the pulse generator. So I hooked up my portable CDI. Let's turn it on here. And let me show you. Hopefully I can show you a beautiful little spark here. I think you guys are seeing that. So we can see we have a nice healthy spark. This thing did not come with a key. The key's been lost. So rather than me mess with the ignition system, I decided to go portable. And rather than mess with that not suitable for airplane carburetor right there, I went with my PZ27 and adapter. Many of you guys are always, you know, why do you do that? It's junk, and on and on and on. Well, I start out doing it because I want to get this thing running. That's the first thing I'm after. The second thing I'm after, if I don't put the OEM carburetor, and I don't have a 250X OEM carburetor available, you get running, you get riding, you get out there, and it costs you 20 bucks. So that's my belief on it. Some folks are Puritans and say, no, you got to have the OEM carburetor or you don't get the performance. You're 100% right, but at my age, I don't quite need the performance anymore. So here we are. Anyway, I'm going to smash that spark plug in and we're going to see if this puppy will start up. Okay, this is a cold start. Wish me luck. Right. Portable CDI box is on. I put gas in it. I don't want to kick this too much, so a little starting fluid. Little hoot'll do ya. I did clean up the starter cable, the compression release, so hopefully that makes life easier. I checked the oil. Got some noise up here in the head that I don't like at all. I checked the rings are pretty good, or the spacing is pretty good. The valve gap is good. I kicked it over a bunch of times, so I know it's got oil. Yeah, I don't care for that. Let's see if it'll go in gear. So clutch in. I think first is down. Yeah, that's good. Actually, the transmission feels really pretty good. I don't like that sound. I hope it's getting oil up on top. I think it's run enough. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I have free. I gave her $40 to buy she and her husband dinner, but other than that, I'm at free. I like that number. It's a very good number. So there we are. It kick-started pretty easy. I'm glad I put that compression release cable back on it. That was a very good thing to do. I tried to get that disc out, and I couldn't. I think the next thing to do is start exploring to make sure the timing chain is tight enough, because I didn't like that tapping up on top. Because once again, I double checked the valves and they look like they felt good. These things do have double valves, so you got the forked cam follower, right? So this one could be good and this one could be loose, which could be the, you know, the thumping. So maybe I gotta check them again. I'll readjust the valves up on top, see if I can get rid of that sound. I don't like that sound at all. Other than that, the engine sounded pretty good. You know, no smoke, no bad smells. Started easy, right? Starting fluid does that. That portable CDI box also. This particular version has a really hot spark. I mean, it really... I think you can jumpstart a Frankenstein monster with that thing. That thing's really got a nice kick to it. All right, I think that's it. So this is a Friday video. So I guess I'm gonna see you guys again on Sunday. Hopefully I have a nice big action video. I got some plans cooking for the weekend. I'm not going to tilt them now, but hopefully it's a good thing. Hopefully good things happen for this weekend. I've been working hard toward it, and it's about time. Harvey has a road trip adventure, so let's hope for good things for this winter weekend. You'll find out Sunday. They say thunderstorm, so I'd do a coin toss on it. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for dropping by to watch and comment and subscribe. Please push the like button if you like this. Push the dislike button if you did not. And if either way, I love the comments. But particularly if you push the dislike button, tell me why you didn't like it. And, you know, sorry if I used a China carburetor. Anyway, once again, I want to thank everybody for dropping by to watch and comment and subscribe. Please remember, feet down, heads up, and get out there and enjoy each and every day. Bye now.